top 32 to inside the top 20, which is some achievement. But when you look at how he's played there, he's beaten Brendan Dolan, who's difficult to beat, to nil. Nathan Aspinall to nil. And Alan Suter, who's been a revelation, he's only dropped one set because he's played ultra consistent. It's not been off and on, because you drop sets when you're inconsistent. And in my opinion, Peter Wright has been a little inconsistent, but when push comes to shove, Peter Wright's got levels and gears that some others just they can't even dream about.
When you look at these two players head to head, John, you'll see that Peter Wright did actually lose to Callan on the European Tour in September, but this, on this stage, is a whole different animal, isn't it?
Yeah, that was in Gibraltar. It was a fantastic match, 6-3 to Callan, 110 average to a 108. So that's the sort of standard they throw at each other, just as a prelude to this. But as a relevance as a victory, it's pretty much nothing compared to the World Championship quarterfinals.
Well, here we go. A place in the semi-final awaits our winner. Your commentary team for this one, Mark Webster and Stuart Pike.
Thank you, Laura. A man who has against a man who can. Peter Wright, champ 2 years ago, and has got better and better and better as this tournament has gone along. And the revelation that is Rydz, who's more than capable, plays blink and miss it darts, Callan Rydz. And Peter Wright will have to cope with that pace. Will experience win the day, or will youthful enthusiasm seal a semi against Gary Anderson?
Well, either way, Callan Rydz has made massive strides in this World Championship, and his race isn't run yet. Nicknamed the Riot. Well, he's ran Riot so far, as Wayne and John just mentioned, dropping one set in 4 matches. But as it should be, the bigger test lies as you go on, and this is by far the biggest test that Callan Rydz has ever had on the World Championship stage.
What a feeling it must be for the young man. What a feeling it is for the young man! What a start it is for the young man! That's what he can do! That is what he has been doing since day one! Watch out! There's a Rydz about!
Well, look at that for nerves.
68.
Do you know what, Stu? He does it so quickly as well, doesn't he? He doesn't, no pause on the double 16, and the crowd are already getting behind the youngster. 90.
Can you imagine just a couple of years ago when Callan Rydz was winning on the Challenge Tour, and people were saying he was half decent, he had a chance, he may make it, he may not make it. 80. Such unlucky here for Wright.
He was kind of unlucky to join the circuit late, really, because he had a go at Q School and he missed out on countback, and then the year after he missed out by like a point again, but they changed the system. They used players from the Challenge Tour. What did he go and do? He didn't sulk. He went and won the Challenge Tour, debuted in a World Championship, and he's never looked back. 2 tournament wins this year, and now mixing it in the biggest tournament of them all.
And here he is on the World Championship stage in the quarterfinals with 2,000 people shouting his name. I mean, that's spine-tingling for Rydz.
And making inroads early. 1-5-2. He's showing his class. We mentioned that Callan Rydz has ran right. Apart from those 2 sets against Damon Heta, where Peter Wright used those rascal darts, he's been pretty efficient as well, but his throws under threat already.
What a start in this quarter-final. Real pressure here on Peter Wright. So all of a sudden, that 180 from Rydz to double his lead.
It's explosive. 1-5-2, but the 54 just as important. This is incredible. 2 legs in no time for Callan Rydz.
No fear. No fear. No fears, no worries. What a blistering start this has been from the young Geordie. And do you know what? Incredible to think that when Peter Wright first played in the World Championship at the Lakeside, Callan Rydz wasn't even born. And when Peter Wright played his first World Championship at the Ali Pali, Callan Rydz was 8 years old. And here he is, mixing it with the very best.
More than mixing it. 100. Great start from Callan Rydz, and saw Luke Humphries rattle off the first set in no time against Gary Anderson earlier.
133.
Good tournament again for Luke Humphries. He went down in the quarterfinals for the third time in 4 years, but Callan Rydz looking to go one step further.
But it is new generation. And what a generation it's turning out to be.
56. Media require 130.
Chance here, one treble 20. You guarantee a dart to nail the 130. At the ball.
So Callan has a chance to win the set.
82.
Double quick time. He'll go treble 18, I think. With a two-leg cushion, I expect him just to go treble 18. No. So 4. Tops to close out set 1. And that is set 1. And that is impressive from the youngster. 100% on the doubles. He had a 1.52 in the opening.
Just needs to settle in here, doesn't he? Just needs to really, really settle in, and he won't panic, will he? He won't panic, he'll be fine.
There's no need to panic. It's one set. It's a race to 5. Callan Rydz will have never played this length of game in sets. So, and Peter Wright knows he played well, and Callan Rydz is going to find it hard to maintain that level for the whole match. So, Peter Wright, he's happy, he's okay. It wasn't like when he dropped the set to Damien Heta, was it, Stu, where he was all over the shop, really, Peter Wright? He was just
15.
outplayed, simple as, in that opening set, and Rydz did literally nothing wrong. 1.52, like I said, no darts, missed the doubles.
145.
A little under 5.5 minutes for Callan Rydz to whitewash Peter Wright in that set. But this is brilliant. What a response. Possible. 10 dart legs to get on the board here, finally.
Yeah, sensible. Double 8 for Peter Wright.
28.
He's a mile off, really, with a double 8, but I like that shot. Shows he's still thinking. He's been blown away in that opening set, but still got his head in the game. But pressure on the double 4 now.
You require 8.
Needs this. Wow.
6-star.
Well, is that pressure? What an opportunity. You know, Rydz's last dart deflected into the single 1. What a difference that would have been if it had gone into the big 20.
Players at this level fancy themselves to find the treble. He's found one. He's found another double 16. The same double 16 he finished 1.52 on in the Well, he's found the 106 in the opening leg of set 2. And Peter Wright will know he made a real mess of that leg. That was a chance to send out a message to Callan Rydz, a potential 10 dart leg, which he let slip.
Well, unbelievable start from the young Geordie.
96.
Into the top 32, 30th in the world. A win today goes into the world's top 20.
58.
And on the form that he's shown at this World Championship, the top 20 is where he deserves to be. Without minimum mark.
Yeah, without doubt. He's been excellent. And when you see Callan Rydz will be a surprise to many of our viewers. When you see someone like him in the draw in the quarterfinals, think, oh, his draw must have opened up. Well, it didn't. He took the seeds himself. Beat Brendan Dolan to 0, Nathan Aspinall to 0. Granted, then Jose de Souza already been eliminated, but he beats Alan Suits, who's had a great event. He's made it all happen for himself, and he's having the time of his life for this World Championship, and you think he's enjoying himself. He's doing it again here.
Rydz hasn't yet missed a dart at a double. Peter Wright with 5 costly misses in the opening leg of this set. Needed that.
Good dart. He follows his first dart really well. Look at that. There's no massive emotion from it. Yeah, there's a little come on to himself there, but such a mature head on young shoulders. Callan Rydz, the dream star. It could be a 5th consecutive leg. He'll stay down that side of the board. I don't think it'll be an 8, it'll be 16 if it is. It's another one. Oh, he's got no choice now. Hand force, tops.
Oh, just the wrong side. Relief for Peter Wright. Will it be release with a break of throwback?
Needed that, Peter Wright. That's better finishing as well. Callan Rydz, I think, just the 8 threw him, Stu. He wanted to be in that section of the board, didn't he? And all of a sudden, not that he's not efficient on tops, but he wanted to be down at the double 16. But the break back and level at set 2.
84. A blistering start from Callan Rydz. Peter Wright will just try and take it all in his stride. 100. Both players averaging 100. 1 dart miss for winning 5 consecutive legs at the start of this quarter-final. 1 runner, 40.
Peter Wright, who's
55.
Peter Wright's been pretty good in this set. Yeah, he fluffed his lines in the opening leg. But we talked about it, didn't we, Stu? The experience of Peter Wright. This is his 6th World Championship quarter-final.
92.
He's been here and done it, and he's lost a few, but he's won a few as well, and he knows how to deal with these long formats.
1 runner, 40. And we'll talk about the pace of the match as we go on. Peter Wright won't be rushed. Callan Rydz, you always feel just itching and bursting to get back to the hockey. That's the way he plays. So contrasting styles.
One look at Callan Rydz come to the hockey though. It's quite a steady setup, but once he throws him, he really does get rid of him quickly. This for the 2nd consecutive leg. Lost the line. First time was a shocker from Peter Wright.
And Peter Wright missed in the first leg of this set. Rydz took out 106. Can you do it again? Astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. This is wonderful. This is dart for the man who really believes that he can not just win this match, but win the whole thing. 74. Unbelievable darts. Welcome to viewers from Sky Sports main event. We hope you've enjoyed Crystal Palace against West Ham, but some more thrills and spills here. Quarterfinals night at the Ali Pali. Coming up, we've got Gerwyn Price against Michael Smith. But young, unseeded Callan Rydz at the moment is blitzing the former world champ Peter Wright. He has won 5 out of the 6 legs we have played, and he's throwing for a 2-set lead. In this set alone, he's taken out 106 twice. He's only missed 1 dart and a double.
Here goes Peter Wright again. He's responded well. He's averaging more than young Callan Rydz, but Callan Rydz has punished every mistake Peter Wright has made. But credit Peter Wright, he's been broken twice, and it looks like he's going to recover with 2 breaks. He would have the darts in the 5th leg, and he gets rid of his 100 here now.
Yeah, had to go tops. But he's taken out 152, 94, 106, 106. 131 Callan to go 2 sets clear.
As I say, a good 51 tops, but Peter Wright
90 points.
Shown plenty of character in this set. We credit the former champ.
And in this leg, Rydz started it with a 174. There is the dart of experience. 2-2 it is, and Wright now will throw to make it 1-1. But every leg in this set so far has been won against the dart.
Peter Wright having a little think there, 'cause he's not happy with that first one. It could be an opening already here. Good last one. Callan Rydz started the previous leg with a 174. He'll switch now.
90.
Good last one. Both players rescuing with the last dart.
That's a huge leg this is in the context of this quarter-final. This afternoon we saw James Wade whitewash Mervyn King 5-0. Gary Anderson a 5-2 winner over Luke Humphries. Anderson is waiting for the winner of this in the semi-finals. Wade will play either Price or Smith. 121.
Whoever loses set, it's going to hurt in a different way. Callan Rydz will feel he's had the opportunities, having broken twice, but Peter Wright will feel he's been the better player. He blew the first leg, but has broken back twice, and it's steady but not spectacular. Peter Wright isn't putting his opponent away in this set when he's got the darts, and the evidence is there. If you give Callan Rydz a chance in this match, he will take it.
With the drama, this World Championship has been difficult to beat with the amount of last set deciders we've seen, tie breaks. But Rydz has 6 darts from here for the set.
Yeah, he's just got to lay out. He's just got to.
62.
It's unlucky, but it's an opening for Peter Wright. 10 minimum for Peter Wright. He's landed low on a couple of occasions in this leg. That's pressure. Good last one though.
Callan will require 105. We're going to have a third top plus finish. The Rydz in this set. Top for Rydz. What a finish! What a player Callan Rydz is. Peter Wright can scarcely believe it, but he acknowledges the brilliance of Callan Rydz. 6 out of 7 on the doubles, 106, 106, 105 to take that second set. Don't go anywhere. It's a thriller. It could be a big upset. Rydz leads 2-0.
The former champion bother.
Game on! I think he's having fun as well, Mark. I think that's the key. I think he's had fun from the first half he threw against the Japanese Yuki Yamada all that time ago. They just got better against Dolan. Performance against Aspinall was outstanding. And Peter Wright going to need a few more of those. Fourth 180. He has missed 8 darts at double, but in the key legs, you know, Rydz just hasn't given him an opportunity.
It's getting to the point now as well where Peter Wright's on a double, on a finish, and if he's looking over on Callan Rydz on anything from sort of, I don't know, 100 to 120, you know, the single double combinations, he probably knows they're going to go. And testament to Callan Rydz, he's put pressure on Peter Wright, and Peter Wright was a bit panicky in that last leg. He knew it was a big leg. He chased Damon Heta down from 2 sets down, but Heta was not performing to this standard. And Peter Wright had levels to give. Well, he's averaging 101, 102, Peter Wright here. But still finds himself trailing.
4 out of the 6 legs that Rydz has won have been with top plus checkouts. That's the sort of stuff that wins you a quarter-final.
76.
128.
Callan
Anyone?
require 128.
Peter Wright will be fearing it. Only it's a treble 18, he'll stay there for another one. He'll stay there, double 10. That's unlucky. It's a well thrown dart. So Peter Wright, this for a break and throw. He's wrestled initiative in the previous set and didn't hammer it home. He's got to do it here.
Double 15, the adjustment. Superb. He won't panic, as you say. He's had to come from behind.
Game on.
Before, hasn't he, in this World Championship? Rydz will feel that his scoring wasn't up to scratch in that leg. They get a score of 43, and that in the end cost him.
He would panic if he was concerned about the way he's playing. Peter Wright will gauge and know he's playing pretty well here. He won't know his average spot on, but he'll know he's around the 100 mark. There's 4 180s. He's missed some doubles, but the set play format caters to a comeback, and look at them numbers. Peter Wright, you can see there, he knows he's performing.
Great story though, isn't it? Rydz was a BMXer, very good at BMX racing, and suffered a nasty break to his leg and his ankle, and that really ended his bike racing career and made him concentrate more on the love of darts.
A BMXer? Is that the... Alright, that's new to me. But he's certainly an exceptional dart player.
Yeah, BMXing. Double 16.
Well, Peter Wright, bit of time. Callan Rydz just going to set up, try and find another one. But Peter Wright would expect to double his lead here, the first bit of breathing space he'll have had in the match.
What a big dart this is.
16.
Unbelievable. It really is. That's 4 more darts he's missed.
He's not helping himself, is he? He lost the first set 3-0, blown away, fair enough. And this to level up for Rydz. A rare let-off. Peter Wright for some daylight.
The first time that Rydz has missed a double with darts in hand in the match. That is astonishing, Mark.
Well, that was nowhere near the last one. That's just pressure. He's feeling it, Peter Wright.
Rydz in the past has had the experience and the bravery to switch. I think he's going straight for it this time. What a dart! The aggression. Don't apologise. Never apologise for winning a leg of darts.
Game on.
Peter Wright only himself to blame.
Just get on with it, Callan. He's maybe starting to have a little think about it now.
Yeah, I think.
Is it starting to hit home what he's actually could possibly achieve? I think this is the crossover set, the hump set, really. This is where he obviously gets closer to the finish and the start, then he can really start thinking about a place in the semi-finals.
Well, there's the crossover darts.
But that goes to show how mature Rydz is. I feel like we keep going on about Rydz because Peter Wright is playing fantastically. Callan Rydz has shocked me in how he settled into his quarter final. Peter Wright knows he's just got to tidy those doubles up. He's playing well.
93.
Yeah, Peter Wright, you get the feeling that he's keeping his head as all those around him are losing theirs.
51.
If Rydz can go 3 up, then in a race to 5. Don't forget Michael Smith and Gerwyn Price to follow.
59.
Semi-finals of the World Championship. on Sunday night in the World Final itself. 8 o'clock Monday evening to crown the champ.
100. Callan will require 132.
2-1 lead here. 25 of the ball. He'll get another one. Go for another one, I should say.
78. Peter, you require 112.
Well, he hasn't hit. He's hardly hit. He's 3 out of 21 on the doubles. He needs a big one here. He needs a 10-plus finish, you feel. He's going to get a chance. That's superb. Cool as you like.
It's even more impressive because that double's caused him all sorts of problems in this set. With one dart at it, no problem. And a little shake of the head, but Peter Wright averaging more than Callan Rydz. More 180s, more 1040s. The doubles, what's let him down?
70% for Rydz, 18% for Peter Wright. Here goes Rydz again. 3 180s, a 177, a 174, and 4 10-plus finishes.
Peter Wright through for the previous set. Callan Rydz broke into the deciding leg. And Callan Rydz potentially wrestled the throwaway here. The release wasn't right on the darts 1 and 3 there, and you can see it. He knew so halfway through the visit they weren't going right, but
here we go, Mark. 12 legs of darts. This is the 12th. We've had 9 breaks of throw. 9 breaks of throw in the 12 legs of this quarter-final.
96.
Rydz will be fancying another here.
that's 3 of his last 4 darts in the 5. Just got to settle himself down here.
44.
John Park was mentioning that the last time they played in September in the Euro Tour in Gibraltar, Rydz won 6-3. He averaged 111. Wright averaged 108. Rydz was 6 out of 6 on his doubles, including a 170 finish. Is that sort of standard again here?
Rydz will feel he missed the trick here. It looked like he's going to have an opening
the
for
177 mark.
He's going to get a chance at the 161. It's a big ask.
73. Callan require 161.
Triple 20. Wow. Bullseye. A bit of an adrenaline rush there. Great effort. But Peter Wright now get his first set on the board and half the deficit in this quarter-final.
Game shot at third set.
Well, there we go.
Peter Wright.
Not a flicker of emotion from Peter Wright.
First leg. Peter to front.
He'll just
first.
crack on with it. And yeah, I think the expression on Callan Rydz's face is exactly what you said. He's missed a trick, he's missed an opportunity there. But 2-1 it is in sets, first to 5 to go through to the semi-finals.
Sending out a message with that opening visit. Only the second set Callan Rydz has dropped in the tournament. Both to Scotsman as well.
34.
Alan Suter. Now to Peter Wright.
Wright has hit maximums in each of the last 4 legs.
58.
Peter Wright is one of the best players in the world. And the best players in the world know not to panic, and they know when they're playing pretty well but know what they're doing wrong. He knows he's missing a few doubles, needs to be a bit more clinical. He was a bit more clinical at the back end of that set.
It's words that we've used before, you and I, commentary in this tournament with Gerwyn Price and then with Gary Anderson. Champions find a way to win.
Gary Anderson's a classic example. Hasn't really performed like he can. He'll admit that. Well, he said that this afternoon, but they find a way. All of a sudden, Gary Anderson below par, as is James Wade. They're both in the semi-final. That's what the top players do.
86. 36. Callan require 135.
Oh, unlucky.
95.
But will he get a shot
40.
at 40?
We've got a 3 legs for Peter Wright.
Well, that's how to keep the crowd quiet. And that's the second consecutive leg that he's won. Last start in hand with his opponent on a finish.
The experience of Peter Wright there. A bit of a re-grip on the last start.
140.
All the players, I've even fallen foul of it in my time, where you just throw the dart even though it's not set. Peter Wright calmly just resets it. Nathan Aspinall's actually one of the best for doing that. And it paid dividends, tops, and he's got a lead in set 4 now, Peter Wright.
85.
He's won 4 out of the last 5 legs. He's doing 2 sets down.
Is there a feeling, Stu, that he's maybe weathered the storm?
135. $87.
Talk about grouping. Long for an 11 dart leg here. What a talent Callan Rydz is. As we mentioned earlier on, it's sort of only happened when you think about it in a pretty short space of time, hasn't it?
He has, and he's been in the quarter-final of a major this year already.
14.
In the match playing Blackpool, and I think the occasion got to him in that match where Krzysztof Brytyjski beat him quite comfortably, but it's all a learning experience. He's as good as qualified for the match play already. Second on the Pro Tour order, and he's just got to keep ticking over. So,
Callan will require 32.
There you go, you'll qualify automatically in the top 16.
I was going to say, if he's going as he is, he'll be qualified for the match play for the foreseeable future in terms of the next 3-4 years. But just keeping himself together here. Big set of darts. And the 2 legs in, but a big few legs coming up. Break at the end of this set.
137.
Annoying there that he didn't get the full house, Callan Rydz. It's a measured approach, isn't it, from Peter Wright? Doing his own thing. 8 180s now. 5 in the last 6 legs from Snakebite.
You made the good point earlier, Stu, that Peter Wright's experience was starting to show, and he's really using that experience here. He knows he's got the darts in this set. Callan Rydz still asking the questions.
13 180s and 15 legs of darts. It's that sort of standard. As it should be in a World Championship quarter-final. Huge dart.
66.
Massive visit coming up now. Callan Rydz knows it as well. This would be a break, and then to throw for the 3 sets to 1 lead. Treble 19, hits a 19, tops. Callan Rydz knows it. And Peter Wright was just saying his experience was starting to show, but Callan Rydz fired in that 180, gets rid of the 97, is throwing for the 3 sets to 1 lead.
100.
They're significant, aren't they? And every mistake that Peter Wright has made, Callan Rydz has punished.
That is literally the difference in the whole tie, isn't it, the finishing. Callan Rydz
Just seems so he's not fazed by anything, is he? I mean, you know him quite well, and
he played the big moments in this match well. And I honestly thought that's where it would be his undoing. The big moments, he might get to him, but he's gone up there. And the old saying where you say, play the ball, not the player. You've got to play the player, but he's just going up there focused. He's playing it like it's any other game, and
he's enjoying it too, isn't he? And why wouldn't you? The biggest night of his darting life. He's had 4 of them already at this World Championship.
Callan require 121.
He's got so much time here. No hurry, Rydz.
I like this way when the opponent isn't, because even if he hasn't hit the treble there, Stu, it's 56 single double. Right, not going to leave a finish. Callan Rydz is in dreamland. 3 darts for a 3-1 lead and a race to 5 for a place in the semi-finals of the World Championship. Just got to be careful this last start. Great last start from Callan Rydz. The risk of being embroiled if he'd hit a big 2 there. But the composure of this young man, he's in his debut in a quarter-final of the World Championship. He's averaging 100, he's 50%.
He's down the pub playing with his mates with a smile on his face and enjoying it. It's a World Championship quarter-final, for goodness sake. We were just talking during the break, weren't we, Mark, about saying that we can't believe how well he's playing.
Game on!
No, and I thought there'd be some nerves. I thought maybe the occasion would get to him. Look, it still might, but there's no signs that there was signs Peter Wright was starting to wrestle control. I was going to go 2 legs to 1 up in that set. What did Callan Rydz do? Fires in a 180, gets rid of the 97. He's enjoying himself, and as well, Stu, I think we don't always like to talk about the money, but you've got to mention that he's playing for an extra £50,000 on top of the £50,000 he's guaranteed. That's pressure in itself. That's life-changing money, but he's just focused on the job in hand.
Well, just talk about the different pressure of playing at this stage of the competition when you know how close you are to a world final. You famously had one of the biggest victories in the history of the PDC in the quarterfinals on this stage. 65. Does it throw up different challenges a quarterfinal, Mike?
Well, of course it does. It's the business end, and you're within touching distance of the final, and you know that the money jumps can. On my occasion with Phil Taylor, well, it kind of sorted me out for 2 years, Stu. I jumped to the top 16, and remember, the top 16 in the world guaranteed everything. There's the add-ons and the exposure. I mean, Callan Rydz will not let himself get that far ahead, but
look at this. This is getting back in it. This is getting firing. Fantastic from Peter Wright. Callan Rydz starting with a 180, 140, treble topped. You can never write off Peter Wright.
Raised eyebrows as if to say, come on, Peter, now start.
1 runner, 40.
Both averages very similar, 99.5 for the pair, really, slightly higher for Rydz.
But when you played Taylor, did you get a sense of, when did you get a sense of what you might be about to achieve? How far out? And then you're thinking, I'm going to win this. I could win this.
At this stage, at 3-1, I went 3-1 up, but it was a different scenario for me. I played Phil Taylor the year before, and he absolutely ironed me out 6-0. So it was more of a case, right, I've got a set, I'm happy, let's relax. Callan Rydz hasn't got any real scars from playing Peter Wright, so he's just gone up there believing he can win. He knows he's beat him. They've played on the big stage of the Players' Championship final, which went to a deciding leg as well. So Rydz is going up there and he's enjoying himself, and he knows what he's achieved so far, and he's only at the beginning of his career.
Lovely insight. It's all about,
90.
I think we know how good he is with the darts, but now as he gets closer, it's about the mental side, isn't it? About holding it all together.
Some of the young players who've come through, look, they're youngsters, they can have a bit of attitude about them. Callan Rydz is just a real good lad, wants to play darts and wants to win games, and won't be believing his own hype. He just wants to do the job.
Failure required 91.
They're a very similar bunch he hangs around with, sort of Chris Dobie, Adam Hunt, Ryan Joyce. They just get on with the game. And
Game shot, second leg.
Peter Wright is getting on with this fifth set.
Callan the throat first. Game on.
I think he had a word with himself about that finishing. Awful finishing by his standards in 4 sets, but he's taken out 140 and then 91 in 2 darts.
Peter Wright, here you win this set. You know what, Stuart? I've said it before. If you can win a set but win it really quickly, all of a sudden Callan Rydz will feel like that 2-set cushion lasted for minutes, and
61.
just close the gap quickly and keeps your opponent thinking.
Who would be brave enough to look inside the mind of a dart star? A roller coaster of emotions associated with playing big games like this, and the biggest one of all.
Playing one of the best. Rydz against Peter Wright. Good adjustment from Peter. Peter Wright chose that no-nonsense set, and he's well on his way to doing it. That's great adjustment from Peter Wright. Ball set for Rydz.
60.
Averaging just 82, a little bit over 80. Wright averaging 115. Brilliant for Wright, poor for Rydz, but it was always difficult to see Callan Rydz being able to maintain that sort of standard for the whole game. You're going to have to find it in the next set, though, you would think.
125.
This would put Peter Wright back on throw and within a set. He was thinking of double 19 or double 18. He's still having a little think about it.
37.
When he thought about it, then decided against, and then went for it, didn't he?
Half deficit tops.
Game shot.
Brilliant balance from Callan Rydz.
Callan Rydz. Full leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
Peter Wright's got to throw out this set.
Well, the most important leg of the match for Peter Wright. Little doubt.
97.
He's normally so good, isn't he? But by his standards, that was poor judgment, do you feel?
Yeah, it's... we're going to say it's poor judgment. He missed, didn't he? But no guarantees he's gone the other way. And hit Callan Rydz took out 71. And good visit from Peter Wright. You said it's Stu's biggest leg of the match. And it is, it's massive. Callan Rydz knows.
100.
Cracking World Championship quarter-final this is proving to be. And what a set this is proving to be for Peter Wright. Top quality tungsten from the 2020 World Champ.
Tip your hat to Peter Wright. This was a pressure leg. 11 darter. Great leg from Peter Wright. Still not happy. A little shake of the head, but he'll be certainly deep inside feeling happier now. He's within a set of Callan Rydz. It's well and truly game on. Callan Rydz, you've still got a bit more work to do. It's still in your hands. You lead by 3 sets to 2, but Peter Wright showing signs of the form that won him the world title.
You've got to have the perfect balance in this game. Oh, 10 out of 10. Wix Trade Pro sponsors coverage of the World Darts Championship.
Fifth set, and Peter Wright just needed that no drama just to get within one. He knows it's his darts now.
First leg, Peter to throw first.
It's still a precarious position. Callan Rydz wins this set. He's one away.
It's another great watch, isn't it?
This is max number 10. It is for Peter Wright.
16 in the match already. Do you know what? This is only the 21st leg. Leg score 11-9 to Rydz. Set score 3-2 to Rydz. Is it going to be another?
125.
Peter Wright still not happy, but will be content now. A lot more content.
94.
He's starting to dominate legs a little bit now, isn't he, Peter Wright?
Yeah, is Rydz starting to feel it?
Well, I wouldn't blame him if he was. He's been exceptional so far.
But the occasion hasn't got to him yet, has it?
17.
There may well come a time. The word that we've used all evening, which for me is the key, experience. The experience of
96.
Of Peter Wright.
He requires 60.
60 then for Wright. Tops he needs.
Game well done.
Clinical.
Peter Wright.
Peter Wright now.
Callan to throw first.
Average creeping up to 101, and Callan Rydz hasn't had sniff really for a few legs now, but Callan kicking things off with the 180. Beginning of the leg, it takes it down to 3-2-1.
17 in this match already.
140.
Really is great TV. I have to say, this World Championship has been, hasn't it, from start to finish?
It's been fantastic. Yes, we've had the disappointment of losing a few players, but the players who performed on that stage have more than made up for it.
93.
This is all right for Callan Rydz, just getting back in business. Lost the set, lost the opening leg. Still ahead, of course. Well worked out.
174.
Brilliant again from Peter Wright.
88.
Just when Callan Rydz thought he was going to get a relatively comfortable leg, still may do. Double 14. Oh, that's a wild one.
Good
adjustment. Brilliant last start, because that first one was it wasn't even in the vicinity of double 14, was it? It was closer to pinging the 11.
Nothing's bothering you.
No, that highlights it there, doesn't it? It was a wild miss at the double 14, but straight at the double 7. But at the moment in the game, nothing's bothering Peter Wright. 18 180s already in the match.
And in this set, he's hit 180, 174 and 180. Peter Wright. Right on, Peter. Right on. Crack on.
There it is. We've already had a 9-darter from a Scotsman in this World Championship, and how dramatic was that? And then Labanowski's hit one the day after.
35.
And we have about seen 9-darter number 3.
hold our breath. We hold our breath.
29.
We breathe not so easy.
What an effort, what an effort.
You've got to say, Robbie, I think we all thought that was nailed on.
And the composure was there, wasn't it, from Peter Wright? Just pulled it in on the third dart, but goes out, the 10-dart leg. Look, 9 darts would have been great. The key is Peter Wright wins his set, levels up the match, and then he's really starting to take charge.
One run out, Fulton. One run out, Fulton.
You're fancying 9 sets, Mark Webster.
One run out.
Do you know what, I'm actually concerned that Callan may not find another set at this stage. Just on the basis of play, nothing. His level is still really good. He's averaging 100 now, but Peter Wright is upping it.
One run out, Fulton.
Averages just over 103 for Peter Wright, just shy of 100 for Callan Rydz.
90. Callan, you require 141.
We're thinking Peter Wright's taking charge. Callan Rydz just quietly creeping up. The 141, not for a 9, but he executed. Massive leg coming up. And Peter Wright jokes that's what he needed to do, but he needs to win this leg.
I'm shaking my head in disbelief. Rydz is just ridiculously good.
I've got to admit, I was guilty of fearing for him because Peter Wright was being so dominant, but
91.
Credit the young man, nothing's phasing him. He'll have known Peter Wright would come back at him, and he's known that he's not played that as well as he can for the last set and a half. What's he do?
37.
He finds a holder throw with a 141 and straight away puts pressure on the number 2 seed.
A penny for them, Callan Rydz, a penny for them.
100.
He's just going along his merry way.
Switching down, finds another one.
96.
Delicately poised. Stating the obvious, but the next leg, this is supposed to be
the hors d'oeuvres before the main feast.
They've stole the show, maybe.
To be a real treat.
Back up now. Can't quite leave a finish. And
Geraint Price and Michael Smith will be in the practice room downstairs in the bowels of the alley pally, just getting ready. Still no idea of what time they're going to be on, and they'll keep pausing, won't they, and put their darts down and watch this game and take it all in.
Just glancing over at the scoreline, Callan Rydz is going to get a chance to go 1 set away from a semi-final.
It was 2 sets, he was 2 legs to 1 down. Peter Wright looked in the mood to make it back-to-back sets and level it up.
72.
A huge moment in this quarter-final.
52.
Now then,
Peter, you require 96.
massive moments
Thank you.
coming up.
I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous from the crowd. Behave.
Double 18 for double top. Wow, look at this from Peter Wright. Tops. Incredible show, Peter
He
Wright.
got it right on the night. What a dart from Peter Wright. Unbelievable quarter-final. Rydz missed one for 4 sets to 2. That is world class.
83.
Rydz had a dart for a 4 sets to 2 lead. What will that do for the thought process of Callan Rydz? Nothing's really flustered him so far, well, in this tournament, let alone this match. But that was massive. A dart for 4-2, then your opponent takes out 96, but he takes out on a double-double.
And that has earned the first red asterisk in the notebook.
34.
In fact, it's earned 3 red asterisks in the notebook. That was astonishing.
Peter Wright enjoyed it as well, didn't he? Because the crowd just starting to have a say in the match, should we say. 3 sets apiece. Just a 3-set match now.
Is the tide turning? Is that 5th leg of the 6th set the game changer? Or not?
Peter require 96.
He's in the comfort zone now, isn't he, Mark? And Peter Wright goes ahead for the first time in this quarter-final. He was 3 sets to 1 down. He was on the precipice in set 6. It looked like he might be about to be pushed off it by Callan Rydz. But 92, double 18 tops. And he's ahead. Now then, we're going to see what Rydz is made of mentally.
87.
Switch, and he's had all the answers so far in the match, Callan Rydz. Business end of World Championship quarter-finals. Peter Wright has played in plenty of them.
97.
Gonna fly it in there.
25.
Shouting himself there, Callan Rydz. The last start wasn't released properly, but all throw here, Callan Rydz, just to help him regain a bit of composure. Not his last composure in the last few legs, but just to keep him believing.
92.
From 3-1 in front, he hasn't done that much wrong, has he? Peter Wright has done everything right. With a barrage of scoring.
95.
Some brilliant finishing. When Wright's in that mood, it's very difficult to keep up, let alone compete.
85.
The big question now, does Peter Wright have the momentum?
At 92, 20 double 18 tops.
136. Callan require 112.
Could well be the momentum mover. The massive momentum mover. Wright coming back to double his lead in set 7.
Peter require
Takes
56.
this out. He's starting to relax, Peter Wright. Not take his eye off the ball, but just relaxed about the situation. Big dart.
16.
Emphasis of Callan Rydz.
Callan require 40.
First time he's missed for about 10 legs.
For the break as well.
Big shot.
The response, and credit to him, we said we'd see what he's made of. Well, that's what he's made of. He breaks straight back.
The front first. Game on.
first to 5 sets to take on Gary Anderson in the World Championship semi-finals.
140.
Blow for blow in this leg. Look at that. 3 sets all, 1 leg all, 361 apiece. 13-180s for Wright. Now 8 for Callan Rydz. Against the darts as well. Well, how costly will those 2 darts at top speed mark?
Every time we feel this game is changing, Callan Rydz finds an answer. Great set of play. Look at that. He was starting to wobble. Now he's on potential 10 darts to lead in the 7th set.
I don't think his eyes moved as well. It was like those 3 darts were thrown on autopilot. That's going in, so's that, and so's that.
71.
Brilliant response from Wright.
32. Game shot on the third leg.
Well, you've got to say, after what happened in the last leg of the 6th set, this has been magnificent from Rydz.
Callan Rydz, whatever comes of this match, surprised me. Just the start, in the middle of it. Now the response, I feared that Peter Wright started to gain control and would go off and rattle off these last few sets. He may well still do it, but Callan Rydz is going to make him earn it.
85.
I think we'd all love 9 sets. Maybe a tiebreak, maybe a 7 death, maybe another 180 for Callan Rydz. Outstanding from both.
Average is still in favour of Peter Wright. Just over 103. 100.5 for Callan Rydz, but Callan Rydz is making his move here. He's going to get a dart, well, a shot, I should say, for the set.
136. Callan require 130.
Both players averaging 100, and this is the 7th set of the World Championship quarter-final. Here he goes again.
120.
What an effort.
1 miss for the set.
Peter required 40.
Peter Wright's already missed darts to tops in this set, and it changed the set. Missed another one. And he's going to have a dart at double 5. Rydz has had one of this double already, and he was closer than that. Callan Rydz has got 3 for a 4-3 lead in sets in a race to 5.
Straight for it.
8 scores.
First time you feel that he's felt the pressure.
It's easy to say they look rushed because the way Callan throws, but they've got another go here. Woes on the doubles continue for Peter Wright. He's missed 32 darts of doubles in this match. Callan Rydz closes out the 7th set, and he looks to the heavens. He knows how close he is. He's 1 set away from a place in the semi-finals of the World Championship. He leads Peter Wright by 4 sets to 3.
Here he goes. Game on! It's all about the fine margins. Whoa, he's done it!
Wix Trade Pro sponsors coverage of the World Darts Championship.
Mom, she's on the laptop again.
Oi, Olivia, down here.
Learning with Barclays Life Skills gives you great money knowledge. Yes, Olivia. Woo! Join the 13 million who've used our free learning program.
Whoa!
Moneybox is the simple way to save for your first home. The award-winning app takes you from first step to doorstep. Piece of carrot cake.
Protect your best friend with affordable pet insurance from Animal Friends. Get a quote today at animalfriends.co.uk.
Walk tall, walk straight and look the world right in the eye. That's what...
Bottle in abundance, Callan Rydz. I've been so impressed with him throughout this tournament, but tonight he's just gone to extra levels. The occasion hasn't bothered him. All the big finishes. There's been setbacks. He led 3-1, pegged back to 3 sets all. I feared he may unravel.
Ladies and gentlemen, 8 sets.
Dropped the opening leg of that previous set, then goes on and wins it. He's now 1 set away from a semi-final, and
no going back for Peter Wright.
92.
But on this stage in recent years, if there's anyone you feel who has the game and the mindset
51.
to be able to come back from this situation, it is Peter Wright.
like I said, I thought Callan Rydz may start thinking about the occasion. I don't think he's going to. Peter Wright is going to have to earn this.
100.
Callan Rydz. Game plan would have been just come out now and attack. He could literally get the match in the palm of his hand here with a break of throw.
34.
And that helps his cause.
Gotta win this set on his throw, otherwise he's out.
139.
Apart from the Rydz family and friends, I'm sure we are desperately hoping for a 9th and deciding set.
Rydz wants to get it done here. Do you know what? I'm convinced he's not going to panic. I honestly thought that he would wilt a little bit when Peter Wright got it back to 3-all, but not at all. Double 4 for Peter Wright. Hold a throw. Here's a hold a throw, 15 dart leg. Good start for set. He must win to harbour any chances of claiming a second world title.
125.
£100,000 guaranteed for reaching the semi-finals. 200,000 guaranteed for reaching the final. £500,000 for the winner.
140.
That will be right for the back of their minds. All well and good when the tournament's finished, but the biggest prize in world darts, the Sid Waddell Trophy, to be called and named a world champ. The honour, the glory.
140.
Rydz may do it in his third attempt. This is only his third appearance at a world championship. He's won 2 ranking events on the floor this year. Debut at the match play, got to the quarterfinals, beating Glenn Durrant and Rob Cross en route. Eventually he came unstuck against Ratajski, but it was a great experience for Callan. Right fans maximum, number 14, looking to send us all the way.
This has been superb from Wright.
Peter require 41.
He just holds it all together, doesn't he? You very rarely get a glimpse of what's going on with the emotions of Peter Wright. 11 dart break, and all of a sudden now he's throwing to give us that 9th and deciding set.
Peter Wright in this set is averaging 115, and he's had to produce these sort of averages because Callan's level really hasn't dropped. There was a ropey set 6, but Callan Rydz has maintained a great level of performance throughout this match.
One right on 37.
Asking questions again. Callan Rydz.
If you want sporting drama, you've come to the right place. He never fails to disappoint the World Championship at the Ali Pali.
I'm
sure there'll be quite a few people before this World Championship who wouldn't have heard of Callan Rydz, you know.
Well,
his name's up in lights now for sure.
Well, it's certainly changed now, and I'll be hearing a lot more of him, regardless of what happens in this match. Which he still fancy winning.
Well, they've been going, Mark, just over an hour and a half. It's been fantastic. From the first start, from the first leg when Callan Rydz took out 152 to win it.
98.
Great set there that was for Callan Rydz, and look, it looks like he's going to lose this set, but it offered Callan Rydz 4 sets apiece. He'd have the darts and decided, yes, I know he's got to find a break unless it goes all the way, but it's a great position still to be in. Peter Wright to close out the set in style tops.
Well, it's had everything, hasn't it, this match? And it nearly had just a little bit more.
Only require 136.
It's going to be 5 10+ finishes for Callan Rydz. Not going to be 6. Just got to regroup now, get himself ready. And decided to set the biggest set of his career. He's responded to every setback so far. May not be done yet.
No score. Callan, you require 76.
The drama of it all.
60.
They were well thrown darts, unlucky Callan Rydz, but Wright for 4 sets apiece. And it is 4 sets apiece. Impressive from Peter Wright. And this quarter-final now comes down to just 1 set of darts. Callan Rydz or Peter Wright. In a few moments' time, will seal their place in the semi-final.
Again, fearless from Rydz. The only time that Peter Wright has been in front in the entire match was when he won the first leg of the 7th set.
Peter Wright must have thought himself that Callan would wilt. He's not wilting. And that throw is more evidence of it. He's using the guy. There's no snatching, there's no pulling. It goes above the top wire. Where did the next 2 go in? The treble 20.
The crowd have calmed down now.
57.
They can't take their eyes off this. The deciding set.
We're witnessing something special there. We see, look at those faces just pinned to the dartboard. Got to find another one to put real pressure on Callan Rydz. He does. It's 15 maxims in the match now.
Callan require 170.
That is real pressure. What a maximum, but this is a fantastic
96.
response.
Peter require 121.
Are these going to be the darts of experience? Are these going to be the darts that give Peter Wright the edge? Is this going to be the dart that makes the difference?
93.
Great effort. Rydz 74 to lead in the 9th set. Now then, that's the first little wobble. Just got to compose yourself. He's got to find a treble now. And at the wrong time.
34.
Callan Rydz, shame. He's wilted.
28.
The first time in the entire match that we've really seen the occasion get to Callan Rydz.
Peter Wright's been less than convincing on the doubles, but not on this occasion. Callan Rydz, though, trailed in set 7 and turned it round straight away. He's got a clutch to them sort of moments where he's got back in sets. The match hasn't been short, but breaks a throw. Callan Rydz needs to find another one.
85.
An absolute thriller of a quarter-final. And that is just relentless from Rydz. Courageous. What can you say about that? Peter Wright has now hit 16 in this match. He's doing everything the right way as the eyes are placed in the semi-finals from 3 sets to 1 down.
59.
Come down now. Great switch. Unlucky. Just a few wild darts are starting to cost Callan Rydz.
Rydz has played some of the best darts of his life against one of the very best in the business. And he has to still believe there's a way.
98.
Still in touching distance. This 78 is the gimme.
78.
The hearts will be pounding. The adrenaline will be rushing.
16 for the ball. Similar to what Callan Rydz did, but Callan Rydz didn't have an option for a big number for the ball. Bullseye. Oh, that will hurt Callan Rydz, and we can see there. And Peter Wright is on the brink. He's weathered the storm. He's trailed throughout. And is he about to book his place in the semi-final? Callan Rydz with response again, though.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, Mark. I just put my microphone down and applauded Peter Wright there. That was just a moment of magic.
What a game. 99.
Rydz will not go quietly. And the crowd is trying to get behind him. Got to make Peter Wright at least throw for the match. He's in a great position to win this leg already.
98.
Peter Wright has won 17 legs. Callan Rydz has won 16. Peter Wright needs just one more in the next 2. Just to remind you, if we do reach 2 legs apiece, if Rydz can find a way, we have a tie break.
93.
Good last one. Right. 180 applies real pressure. And it's on, is it maximum number 17? It is for Peter Wright. Rydz to stay in the match. 80. To a double 10. Only needs one. Brilliant finish from Callan Rydz. He's not done yet in this quarter-final.
Oh, bravery. Bravery, bottled courage. Yep. We feel it too, Callan. 27 180s in this match.
85.
But Peter Wright now maybe just a couple of minutes away from another World Championship semi-final. Has Callan Rydz got anything left?
34.
Of course he has. It's another Ali Pally epic.
58.
Rydz There's a chance. It's a big chance now. Look at this. Wow, you've just got to stand up and applaud this young man. Every single setback in the match, he's managed to recover. He hasn't completely recovered this leg yet, but he's put himself in a great position.
99.
Well, if we didn't know it before, we know it now. Whatever happens here, a brand new darting star destined for the very top has revealed his talents at this World Championship.
60.
Going 2 legs apiece. Wasn't even to do it on this visit.
34.
Full time.
How are your nerves? What a leg this has been. He was on the verge of defeat.
15.
5 darts he's now missed.
Yeah, he's come inside as well. 5 combination if he does come back. He's not the easiest at the best of times, but when you're trying to save yourself,
ignore the crowd, Peter, ignore them.
He's hit this already with tops at the end.
So Callan Rydz has missed 5 darts to take this match into a tie-break. Tie-break it is. The 23-year-old Geordie against the 51-year-old Scott. We are going the distance.
The match must now be won by 2 clear legs. Should we reach 5 legs all, the 11th leg will be sudden death. 5th leg, Callan the throw first. Game on!
And there's the explanation from Russ Bray. 2 clear legs, 5 all, 1 leg of dart to decide it all. An hour and 3/4 nearly they've been on the stage. What a game, Mark Webster.
Incredible game. And every time you felt Peter Wright had broken the spirit of Callan Rydz, he's fought back. He was on the brink. He had to find 2 legs that forced this match.
47.
You don't have to find that spirit again, Callan Rydz, because it's a poor start to the 5th leg.
This time the response comes from Peter Wright. And now back comes Callan Rydz. A lucky deflection.
Peter Wright's average still just about above 100. Callan Rydz towards 99.
60. Thank you.
Yeah, come on, Russ. I agree with you. That's ridiculous from the crowd at this stage in a World Championship quarter-final. In sudden death, let the players play.
Find the treble, right? Does find the treble.
Nervy dart. Needs a treble.
82.
What a good dart. He's found something from somewhere throughout this entire game, Peter Wright. Can he find it again?
89.
Just steal this one to Callan Rydz. He was on 411 after 6 darts in this leg.
94.
Got to go treble 17. Treble 17 for double 16 will be the shot, and there's the treble 17. Oh, what an effort. So close for Callan Rydz.
what a dart! Last dart in hand. Callan Rydz can scarcely believe it. He had one dart to go in front in this tie-break.
Peter Wright had to go to the top part of the double nine bed because you could see the second dart had kicked and blocked the bottom half. He did hammer home the advantage when he threw for the match last time. Is he going to this time? The answer is no. Such a promising first dart. And he scores 4 with his next 2.
Cannot write him off. Played the match of his life. This is one of the best performances we've seen from Peter Wright on this stage since he won it.
43.
It's in his hands
The
now.
Rydz race run.
Did well to peg this set back from 2-0 down. There's some escape if he gets out of this one.
60.
Slight opening though, 140, even.
100.
In this moment of emotion and tension and adrenaline, let's just let the darts do the talking for a moment.
28.
And it looks like Peter Wright darts are doing the talking in one of the best quarterfinals seen at a World Championship. It is the right way at the right time by the right man, and the emotion of Peter Wright tells you everything. Callan Rydz shakes his head, desperately disappointed. The young man can scarcely believe he's lost. He was 3 sets to 1 up. He's played the match of his life, but he's come up against the former world champ. He's come up against the world number 2, and he's come up against many darts of experience.